And hello, this is your Den at the Door again here in beautiful Sturgeon Bay, the lovely city in south central Door County, located on the bay of the Sturgeon and near the shipping canal, making the rest of the Door actually an island. Water, as you know, has three forms that we know of. It has the fluid form, which we drink, we sail in, we wash with, we use as a lubricant. It has the vapor form, which of course could be steam or the vapor coming out of my mouth at this very moment. Or it has the ice form. Now, as far as I know, we can make art out of water from water fountains and water creations of that sort. I don't know of an art form out of steam, but certainly these people have created some great feats, some great creations out of ice, the solid form of water. Chad, how are you, Chad? And did you wear that bright shirt just so we could pick you out on camera? Great. Ed, this is a fantastic time. It's so great of you to host this on your homestead here on this beautiful farm. It's so well managed. It's so pristine. You know, it's not as typical of what we see in many farms because it is so beautifully managed. I know there's so many aspects to it. We also know at the beginning of the 20th century, the vast majority of people in Door County were involved in agriculture or harvesting food from the lake. And now it's a minority. It's a very small minority. We're at our third sculpt of our adventure today, and we're with very talented sculptorists. And your name, Matt? There's nothing artful about doing the tighty-whitey. Oh, that's okay. I have a thick jacket on for now. And is it true that the sad part of this whole day is that at some point your sculpture returns back into the fluid form of the water? If you had that pony, what would you call that pony?
Miriam.
Marion the pony. Cool. And what do you think you would do? Would you be riding that pony around or just petting it? What do you think you'd like to do?
I might ride with it.
Yeah, I think you're about the right size, and I think that'd be a real nice, gentle pony ride. Egg yolk, sort of a perfect serpentine action going on. And I see you're putting it together now in the serving. In most cases, it might be a platter, but in this case, a big bucket. How many pounds of diced ham?
10 pounds.
10 pounds! Social gathering place where some cows lie, some stand, and very few tell the truth. And this is Dennis Conley, your Den at the Door, once again here at Sevastopol Combined School. And we're with a group of very advanced 4th and 5th graders and Mr. Mike Madden. Mike has been declared a very fine teacher at this school. He's won many awards for his expertise and his caring and his ability to teach kids in many ways and motivate them. Mike, it's certainly a pleasure to see you here in the library.
Thank you, Dennis.
And your name?
Max Bly.
Max, man. And can you tell me about this beautiful bird that we see frequently?
This is the blue jay, and 70% of what it eats is plant matter. It is about 11 inches long, and it weighs 3 ounces.
And I'm going to ask you guys actually to stand with your animals if you can, because my old back, all right?
Hi, my name is Hunter, and
That's okay.
I'll be representing the great blue horn. Its main foods are insects, birds, small birds, fish, mice, frogs, and snakes.
And your name?
Miranda.
Miranda. Hi, Miranda. And what beautiful birds are you going to tell us about?
This is the downy woodpecker, and
Yes.
this is the yellow-bellied sapsucker.
Oh my goodness, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Yes, okay. And what is your name?
Sam.
Hi, Sam. Good to see you, man. And I should have known that, right? Yeah, all right. Is that heavy to lift up?
I can lift it.
I'll help you, Sam. But better stop when it hits my body, okay, Sam?
Okay.
All right.
they would use this ice tongs,
Yep.
take the ice cubes, and they would open it and pick it up and put it out of the hole.
Okay.
If you put medicine into water and you dilute it to the point where there's no physical trace of the medicine left, the water memory will actually be able to use the water as it's still a medication form. So I researched this guy who actually looked into it a little more, and he looked at the water crystals according to whether like you put like words on water or you talk to water or something, and the pictures, like if you said something positive to it, it turned into a beautiful picture, and if you said something negative to it, it turned into a negative picture. So I took his experiments and I kind of reformed it and I did it into flowers. And as you can see, with this one, I wrote words like, "You fool, I will kill you, you make me sick" on it, and it didn't grow that much. And I watered it with the water that has the same words on it. And then on this one, I wrote words such as angel, gratitude, peace, and love on it. And I watered it with the same water that has the same words on it, and it grew to be a lot bigger than this one.
Ready? Uh-oh. Wait a second. There's a new dot here.
I was gonna say they're gonna think we had a baby. No, this is my grandson.
I'm a little cookie, yes I am. I was made by the cookie man. On the way from the cookie pan, but a little piece broke off of me. A little piece broke off of me. A little piece broke off of me. But I can taste just as good as any regular cookie can. I'm a little cookie, yes I am. I was made by the cookie man. On my way from the cookie pan, but a little piece broke off of me. Now I'm as round as I may be, but I'll taste good, just wait and see. And I can love back just twice as hard as any regular cookie can. I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna tell, I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna yell, and I'll get you in trouble for everything you do, 'cause I'm gonna tell on you.
Well, a pea stain, it cannot be. Well, it must be coffee, but it looks like pea, and a pea stain looks like the shroud of Turin. Well, it must be coffee, but it looks like urine.
So next thing on our agenda would be public participation. Anyone wishing to speak about a non-agenda item, now would be your opportunity. You? All right.
All right, so I want to talk about an incident that happened the other day at my house. Actually, yesterday morning, to be precise. I've never actually had any bad stuff happen in this municipality. This place has been a pretty good place to live. I'm 45 years old. I lived on the same place majority of my life, with the exception of when I went away for school. My dad was born on that property and lived there until he died for 78 years. My dad was also a military veteran. Went to Vietnam, got shot. 50 years from the time that he got shot till the day he died, he had the bullet in his leg. He bled for this country and everything. All the freedoms that we have, including freedom of speech, everything, whatever you want to do. He was part of the people that fought for this country. But what happened yesterday on my property was a total disgrace, not only to him, to every military veteran, and to the United States flag. I got home at 7 o'clock, 7:30 in the morning from my job. I look over to my decoration display that I always put out every year. This is the 3rd year that I have. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm gay and I have a pride flag. I have a pride tree with a flag on top. But someone decided to go on our property in the middle of the night, take the flag, roll it up nicely. They didn't take it off, but it looked like they tried to rip the tree down. But I have it anchored down hard enough that no one would disrupt it. And it's been on there for 3 years in a row. No one's bothered it any of the other time. I've never had any complaints from any of the neighbors, nothing. What I saw was very disgraceful. They wrapped up my pride flag that was on top of the tree, and they put the American flag upside down on it. That is disgraceful to the country, to that flag. And honestly, we every month make pledge allegiance to that flag every time we have any kind of event. And that's what they do to a military veteran's property. They come on there and they disgrace that property. Now, my dad knew about me. Years ago, I came out to him, almost 20 or so years. He told me in his own words, he says, you know what, I don't care who you love, because guess what? Out of all my kids, you're the best one that I have. So honestly, I don't care who you like. And he was the first person to be supportive in my family. And this was coming from a veteran. I don't disrespect him by putting my flag out or my displays. And I even have a nice little sign, like, you know, that is displaying the Pride Festival, which is going to be on next weekend. Did they disrupt that? No. But for some reason, someone had a problem of a rainbow flag. But yet, the way they took care of that problem was disgracing the U.S. flag on a veteran's property, nonetheless. I am not telling you guys to raise a flag or show your support or anything. All I want is for you guys to say, in this township, guys are not going to put up with that kind of behavior. That's all I'm asking you guys to do. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry that happened. There are always a number of lowlifes in our area that decide that they have to take certain actions. You know, they feel that they're enabled to do that. And I would guess that they probably didn't know your dad was a veteran, not that that factors into it, but it's an unfortunate set of circumstances. Hopefully you at least talk to the sheriff.
I did not at the moment.
You should.
I did not want to. I took it down before my mom even saw it. I did not want her to feel vulnerable that someone came onto the property while she was sleeping.
Well,
I am putting up cameras. It's not going to deter me from taking down my display.
and I would still advise you to call the sheriff and let him know. I mean, when we have issues, not your type of issues, but other issues in the community, we call the sheriff, we alert him. They try and put a couple more patrols by just in the off chance that they can catch somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Get it documented.
And yes, and get it documented so that if something does come up later, you have, you have it on the record, so.
We'll be putting up cameras, that's for sure.
Well, all right. Anyone else have a comment?
Yeah, I do. It tears me apart to think that this could happen in our community. There's no place for bigotry and hatred, and this country, people have gotten so divided. We forget we are all one people, none better than another. We are all equal. We are all equal, no matter what we profess in politics, in religion, in sexual orientation, whatever. It shouldn't matter. We are one people.
I agree with that. All right. Anyone else wishing to speak? All right, then let's move on.
Actually, parade originated back in, as far as we know, in Roman days when the troops would be reviewed by the general, by the commanding officer before they go into battle. And it comes from Latin, of course, as we all know, us Irishmen know. And parare, which means to prepare. So the general was checking them out for preparation. Now this,
I'll take your word for that.
Oh yeah, it's one Irishman to another.
Yeah,
we
exactly
can
right. Exactly right.
share this. Blarney here.
Yeah.
We do have some paramilitary or military components, Gary. Of course, we have Door County's finest, the sheriff.
Siren works good, doesn't it?
The siren works well, and the car is kind of quiet.
The car is nice and quiet, but the siren is loud. That's the main thing.
And of course, they help to protect the roads and byways.
And they do an excellent job.
Excellent job.
Absolutely excellent job.
Or he's at least going there.
That's exactly right.
And the beautiful yellow Egg Harbor tanker truck.
We have a great fire department.
Yeah, great individuals, beautiful equipment, great attitudes, and very effective. And
the boys are under battery.
The guys in the junior fire truck, which we saw earlier. And we may be given a tow pretty soon. I think the sirens and horns work on these trucks quite well.
They work really well.
So it looks like a little electric problem. But perhaps it's going to get rolling shortly. There we go.
No,
well,
hey, no.
Well, could be time to tow or time to push. Hold on, guys. Now we're ready.
There we go.
Hold on.
Whoa.
And steer carefully. The best trick, the best dress, the best kisser. You might want to go over there and judge that, Gary. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I'd be the best judge of that.
Well, I don't know. They might judge for you. We might go the other way. But we know the general store has a great supply of pet supplies.
And you know that the only place in the world that you can buy these hats is over here at the Door County General Store. You realize that?
I'm going to have to stop
unique,
over there.
absolutely
Yes.
unique.
And
Well,
this is Door
the-
County Bakery, and they're I think Juan Valdez is on that float. Here's our camel.
Our new parade camel.
And
Another one, I
we
think
see
the
this
other one
camel around on occasion. Do you know anything about the camel?
I think the original parade camel from 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, I think it kicked the bucket, but I'm not sure. But
As we all know, sesquicentennial comes from Latin, which means sesqua, 1.5, and centennial, which reflects 100. So 150 years here in Egg Harbor, the town of Egg Harbor. Seeing you. Now, tell me this particular piece of equipment you have here, what kind of fires do you handle with this piece? Hey, Annie, how are you today?
Just great.
Super. So your purpose today is to help entertain and bring us back to yesteryear?
Yes, 1870s.
The 18...
Wild Bill we have out in the show.
How wild is Bill?
Oh, he's pretty wild if you see him after hours.
Yeah. We don't want to go there. So are you going to do a sharpshooting exhibit as well?
Not me. I'm doing the shooting gallery with the kids today. They're going to have their squirt guns and their shooting.
Oh, fun.
And stick horses.
Better yet. So is it true that the only thing more dangerous than an Italian woman in a kitchen with knives is Annie with her hand on her gun?
Yes.
So being the kind of buccaneer and pirate that you are, what kind of galleys and golden booty have you stolen on a day like today?
Well, I'm a little hard here.
Yeah, me too. But so you just board the ship and take the booty and off you go.
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent.
Good evening, I'm Hugh Zettel, District 14 Supervisor, 3986 Glidden Drive.
Dale Vogel, Dan Porter, Sevastopol.
Christian Ford.
Neil?
Neil Zachariason, 4471 Glidden Drive.
Craig Nellis, Sevastopol.
Carrie Nellis, Sevastopol.
I'm anonymous.
In my case, since I can't see you, you will not be here.
That's all right. It's a mask. COVID.
All right, public participation on agenda items. Anyone having something they would like to talk about for a moment or two? Yes, sir? I have no idea who you are.
Well, that's okay, because from what I understand, anonymous submissions are accepted in this realm. So
I take it that you're Mr. Drury?
I take it that I'm known by many names. Nuisance is one of them.
No, the shoe fits, wear it, but go ahead.
So, likewise, takes one to know one, right?
Marianne Ewig, and I said previously 6391 Little Harbor Drive. I came here this evening to reflect briefly on the Board of Supervisors' last meeting, I believe, when a resident came forward to state his concern with his property having been violated, and that individual is gay, and I watched the video, and I became very emotional about it, thinking this can't be, and yet I understand that it is what it is. However, it was trespassing at the most basic level. It was trespassing, and it was altering someone's personal property. And while we can't point to the other venues of what might have happened legally, it is illegal to trespass. And I know in an attempt to reach the individual or individuals who did this would be close to impossible, because in all probability, these are individuals or an individual who doesn't read the town newspaper, who doesn't come to meetings, and feels that they have no responsibility. And I think there is a responsibility on the part of the Board of Supervisors to at least put out a public statement. Whether that person or person reads it, that's another thing. But I think a statement needs to be made that flat out this was trespassing. And we don't need to get into the political issues of the person's preferred gender. But I spent weeks just really simmering over this, that in my mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, I felt like it was treated in somewhat of a cavalier fashion. It was like, oh, well, this is what it is, and this is the, quote, lowlives, unquote, of the community. Well, it's much more than that. It goes to core values. It goes to thou shalt not trespass. So that's my statement. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate your comment. You're one of 4 people that I've heard from with respect to this conversation that took place, and I was the person last month that mentioned to Derek that, you know, this was a case of obviously a low-life, typical kind of person that likes to do vandalism and doesn't respect anyone's rights. And I had people come back and say, well, you should do a proclamation stating your position which condemns this type of behavior. And I thought about it for quite a while, and basically I've chosen not to act on that option. And it is my belief, and I believe that of this board, that as a town we have always been opposed to any violation of an individual's rights or anyone that breaks our laws. And to issue a proclamation now would appear that in the past we condoned such behavior, which has never been the case. Derek has addressed his concerns with the sheriff, and from my perspective, that's where this issue rests. If the board feels that they have a need to express their opinion, I will give them an opportunity to do so now, but otherwise, from my perspective, that's as far as I'm going to take it. So if someone has a comment, I know you made one last week, Jeannie, but if Mark or
You mean last month?
Linda, or
Yeah.
excuse me, last meeting. So if you do, if not, it's up to you.
I also
Good.
as you know, Dan, Chairman Wolfel, I also let you know that I did believe there should be
Right.
a proclamation. So I voiced my opinion that I thought there should, and I left that up to you because you are the chairman. And I did hear from a number of people myself, and it was shameful what happened, and it was trespass, and it was
indeed unfortunate,
very
to say
awful.
the least.
As well as the upside-down American flag, which was
Right.
something that was done during the insurrection. And, you know, as I said in my statement last month, we are all one people. This should not be a question of politics or religion or anything else. It's a question of the rights of human beings and everyone to be treated with respect and dignity and value. And, you know, so
Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak?
I agree with the chairman's statement there. The town does not tolerate trespassing, bad behavior, disrespecting somebody's property. I agree. We do not need a formal proclamation stating that. It's common sense that we will not tolerate that. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm in agreement as well. We talked about trespass. This was also vandalism. Definitely a matter for the sheriff's department. Terrible that it happened, but I support the chairman's statement.
Okay. Mark, last guy, last chance?
Yeah, Derek's a classmate of mine. Derek's a friend, family friend, known him my whole life. He knows how I feel about him. I have no problem with anybody in the community. Proclamation, I'm kind of up in the air on that. We don't tolerate it, but kind of to a point, we're not the law here also. So trespassing, things like that, obviously need to be taken over by the law. We accept everyone. the door's always open, so.
The sheer fact that Derek works here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I don't know what statement everybody would like us to say, but,
Well,
I mean, like I say, the door's open, the town's open, and I think all of us up here in agreement, we accept everyone. And we don't condone any of this behavior.
appreciate your comments and coming, though. Thank you.
Well, I'm not asking for a statement from the supervisors. I came here to reflect on it and ask you simply to be thinking more deeply about the next time something like this happens, because it is going to happen, and we're getting into a very, very intense political time right now, and we're going to see other things come out. And I'm just asking you to beware and to take heed.
Will do.
Thank you.
I think of people
would you say that chewing your cud is more pleasurable than chewing the hay?